Good morning. I looked in the mirror this morning, and I saw my braids. I look like my grannies. Um, I used to braid hair. I was like the designated hair brusher, I guess. When I was a child, they would always be like, "Send Twyla over." Twyla, that's what my family calls me, Twyla. Um, I would do it for my grandmother on my mom's side, my grandmother on my dad's side, um, my grandmother's sister, my great grandmother, like all of the older women. They would always just call me over, and I would brush their hair. I would take it out. They all had gray hair, long gray hair, and they all wore it like this. And I would take it out and just brush it and put grease in it, and then just rebraid it and rebraid their hair. And it's strange because how did one side of my family, they never talk, so how did they all know I was like the official hair brusher? um I think I've always had that healing touch, and I would do it through doing people's hair, and I didn't realize it growing up that that's what it was. I just thought I was doing hair, but you come to realize it at some point when you're like, you see you know, you just see the effects that you have on people. Um, but it's a healing touch. And if you think about it, your hairdresser is really important. The person that you have in your hair is really important. So don't have someone in your hair that has a bad spirit, or someone who you don't like, or don't let that person in your hair, because that's like a transference of energy, and you don't want someone like that in your hair. So be careful with whoever you have in your hair. That person matters. It's such a vulnerable time, your hair, between you and your hairdresser, when they're doing your hair. That's really vulnerable. So, anyways, yeah, I was just thinking, I'm so glad, something I did with my dad um, before he passed. Like, this has been over the last couple years. Whenever we get together, I would just ask him. I'd just be like, just tell me everything. And I take out my notebook, like for real notebook, and take notes while he was talking. I know that's weird, but I did. I'm like, this brother married who was with who, and I would just write down everything. And so I really do have like notebooks about, from his memories about his life. um and I'll be able to look through that at some point. I mean, I'm not obviously not going to do it now, but I'm glad that I did that, because those are memories, and those are things that we need to know. And so I just encourage all of you guys to um sit with your parents, your older people in your family, and pick their brains, ask them questions, because I know we spend time with them, but we don't always like ask them questions. And honestly, they like to talk. So they will just talk and talk. And so you need to write it down. Don't just like listen and hear, because you'll forget and details will get mixed up. So I'm telling you, I just was writing it down. I was doing timelines. I was like, oh wait, hold on, back up. Who did that person marry? Child, I was just writing stuff. But I'm so glad I did that, because, you know, and also in learning our true ancestry as Black Americans, we need as much help as we can get. So, because all my grandmothers have always said we were Indian or Native, so we need as much help, because it's not like they're helping us to figure out we're having to learn this on our own. So ask questions and write it down. Document. Pick their brains. Just ask them a lot of questions. Yeah. So I know I need to comb my hair. I'm on the internet like this, child. Anyways. Yeah. Thanks for having coffee with me.